right. Let me explain. This all started because the Razorblade is a weapon I discovered forever ago because my friend Cthulhu came in and said, hey man, Razorblade's pretty good. I said, nuh-uh. And they're like, yeah, huh? And I said, nuh-uh. And then they showed me and I was like, okay, it's actually pretty good. And then I made a best perks video years ago. And then in my daily series that I've been doing every single day with some exceptions for 5+ years, I have told people, oh, hey, Razorblade's actually like a decent base game AR. It's not like S tier, extremely strong. It's not going to be replacing your Scourge, but it can be any element. It's got all the basic perks you'd like, and it's actually pretty good. I said, hey, I should make a video on this. Probably like 100 times over the course of a year. I've been talking about covering this weapon, and then I just did it because it's pretty good. It's not that crazy, and all of the gameplay that you've been seeing on camera is actually a video I said I recorded months ago, and I did because I wanted to do like a voiceover style video that was a bit more focused on the weapon and tips and tricks, and I did exactly that for the vacuum tube shotgun. Link to that video down below. It's different than my usual style because it's not live commentary. Like I said, I did voiceover after the fact, and I think I made a pretty good product there, but people didn't really care for it. It was like way too much energy for a weapon that was not that complicated, I guess. It was weird. And it was just a format that I kind of dropped. So what I had was half of a video that I had no motivation to finish, and it was kind of promised and teased for months and months and months. And today I am, it's not that big of a deal. I am finally covering the Razorblade in Fortnite Save the World. So we've been staring at the perks. Like I said, it's a base game AR. It doesn't get more crazy than double crit damage, which I will not be running today because I don't want to grab wafers. It's such a tropical zone. Never mind. This video was recorded before the power rating changes, but the performance of this weapon should be exactly the same. So we got a fire copy because we're going to be in a nature zone. Sledgehammer lead, toy rocking out, battle beat fumble. It's as basic as they come. Assault ammo recovery for the extra mag size, assault damage to do more damage, and I am addicted to double sprint stamina. Eternal Wanderer is like a mainstay in almost every single loadout, and that's honestly not a bad idea because you aren't really losing that much damage. In support for an AR build, all we've got left is like Rex or the 15% from Locked and Reloaded, and I'm not finding any of the heroes I'm looking for right now. It's just not that big of a deal. Wukong maybe for some extra explosion damage. It's just not that big of a difference. So I will happily give up maybe 10 or 15% extra damage for way more movement. It's way better. I love it. So that's it. All right. Let's go play with the Razorblade and see how it does. All right, so I don't have anything set up here, but I wanted to show just how strong this weapon can be. You can see every single normal enemy I'm shooting at is going down really easily. And then with Toy Rockin' Out active, its damage versus a single target is decently high. And I'm clicking very fast right now, and I just remembered I need to like stop doing that because you can just hold it down like a fully auto weapon. And you can see without Toy Rockin' Out, it's pretty standard, but it's one bursting almost every enemy. And of course, I said it has favorable perks. You do actually have Affliction on this, so you can hit a target and look at something else and move on to a new target like this. You could just stop firing, and Affliction can crit, so sometimes it does a meaningful amount. You can technically one burst almost any enemy with that thought in mind, so that's why I'm also being lazy with wafers. We are in a tropical zone. Metal is pretty rare and inconsistent to come across, and it doesn't really need it. The weapon does pretty decent damage. It's got a good fire rate. It's got Affliction, and crowd clearing is all right with that fire rate, so you can actually get everything active with battle beat anyway. And once the defense starts, of course, I will have traps down as well. But you can see, just like normal, if you even if you miss some shots, if you focus with battle beat and then move on to a big target like that, it's actually pretty good. And that's the whole point. Everything I've been saying about this weapon for years is it's kind of a sleeper pick. It's a weapon most people have ignored because they rule it out as some bad base game weapon, and they never use it because they assume it's bad. And I've always wanted to say, hey, no, it's pretty good. You should give it a try. So here I am, finally pulling it out into 160 and showing you that it's actually pretty good. Unless I find a smasher or something else, I think I'm just gonna... Oh, there we go. All right, we'll move on to the defense after this. I wanted to take advantage of Battle Beat being active there, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get that taken care of. Fumble's a 7% chance. How lucky are we feeling today? How lucky are we feeling? Huh? Can we get the football? We cannot. So without any help, it's just going to be... Honestly, that Affliction did all of that health while we were turned around, and the Smasher is dead with relative ease. It's pretty good, right? All right, our basic defense is just going to be a few electric fields because it's a pretty basic mission, but Anna said she's got a Smasher on her, so we'll check that out. All right, it's not technically something that needs to be showcased to show off the might of a weapon, but I figured you all in the audience would appreciate watching some zombie chickens die. Yeah, you're welcome. All right, let's see if we can get Fumble Football, activate Toy Rockin' Out so we can kill the Smasher really effectively, huh? Yeah? No, all right. Well, we're just going to do basic weapon damage, and honestly... That's pretty good. I know he's stuck up against a wall, but like, I'm just saying, for a base game, that's not bad. All right, the defense begins. If it sounds like I'm out of breath, it's because I have a donor in chat going crazy. I do record these videos live on stream. Twitch link down below if you guys ever want to make me lose my mind. Thank you to everybody watching. So this is honestly a great defense for this. It looks like we have assassin spawns, which is where you can see all the circle, the purpley bits. Those are all encircling the defense, and you can see the enemies are way more interested in Anna than they are in the defense itself. And that's actually just a thing in Fortnite Save the World. Sometimes these assassin spawns have enemies that are more... That's why we call them assassin, is because they're more focused on you than the actual defense. And I would like my teammates to let me solo these smashers. Looks like Ty just kept it in place. Very nice. Because that's the point I've been making the whole time, and every single daily video is pretty good. Like, that is seriously viable. Like, I am experiencing this right now with you guys, and I'm saying this is... With Totally Rockin' Out active, anything is good. I'm well aware of that, but when I'm juiced up with Totally Rockin' Out, grab that football, that's S tier damage right there. That's S tier damage. That doesn't make this an S tier weapon, because you can give a crit damage perk, Loadout, and Totally Rockin' Out to any weapon and make it viable. Try it with the Nailer. I'm not being a troll. Double crit damage Nailer, give it a go. I promise it's better than you would expect. But even without it, I think we were experiencing the damage earlier is pretty good. Like, I'm hesitant to give a base game AR S tier because, in my opinion, S tier needs to do a whole lot more than kill a smasher quickly. In my opinion, it needs to be really, really, really good at crowd clearing. And as you're seeing right now, without Toy Rockin' Out active and without me paying attention, it's not strong enough to 1 meg a smasher. In the high end of the strongest weapons in Fortnite Save the World, 1 magazine is your limit. If the smasher's not dead in 1 magazine, you're doing something wrong. And of course, I have no headshot bonus there, but you can see that's not even half its health. So Toy Rockin' Out's doing a lot of heavy lifting, but, you know, I'm going to say for the 15th time this video, it's a base game weapon. This is not an event weapon. It's not even rare. In my daily videos, I probably report on the Razorblade like 3 times a week. It is a very, very common weapon that anybody can go and pick up. And I like to say this to the newbies. If you're watching this video and you're someone who is new to Save the World, or the Xenon Bow just got nerfed and you're not really sure what to level up, maybe you don't have that many weapons or whatever, give the Razorblade a try. It's accurate enough where you can take out glowing animals. I think I killed a frog in today's video. I don't know if you needed that as a reference, but like you can shoot stuff at a pretty decent range with this weapon. The AR, I believe, is pretty standard at like a 4,000 limit. Yeah, 4,096. Of course, the Xenon Bow has 10,000. I'm not saying it's a perfect replacement. It doesn't shoot through walls, and it doesn't pierce enemies. But if you wanted something to try out, it is there. And that also goes for like a lot of base game ARs. Siegebreaker is pretty darn good. That was my favorite when I first came over because I was playing Battle Royale long before I knew what Save the World even was. So when I saw the Scar, oh my gosh, a weapon that I recognized, it was very familiar to me. And that is another weapon that, of course, Toy Rockin' Out goes a long way. Might impress you. Like, it might be a weapon you wrote off as like a bad early game weapon, but it is quite good. And that's all because of an update that happened in 2020. Epic leveled out the playing field pretty heavily. And I've said this before, like, including the Nailer, the best weapons in the game are usually, there are exceptions to all of these things, but usually the best weapons in the game aren't more than like 20% better than whatever's below them. So, like the worst weapons. So it's a much more level playing field than you'd imagine. Otherwise, I don't know what else to say. This weapon's shredding. It's doing a really good job. I'm killing enough enemies consistently, and I did ring the electric fields around just a little bit. It's a little lazy to do that, but I didn't think I overdid it, and that's just enough to keep Battle Beat fairly active. You can see Affliction doing its job over there, going a long way. The accuracy on this thing, you crouch, the burst, you know, it's not a laser beam, but it does the job, and sliding, almost getting me off the side of this thing here, and I want to make sure I'm focusing on these flingers. It's doing a good job. It's doing a good job, and that's all I ever wanted to say. That's all I ever wanted to say. It's so funny that this got blown so out of proportion. I said, oh, I should make a video on the Razorblade. Oh, I should make a video on the Razorblade. Repeat that like 10 times. And I just didn't. And then I did record a video on it. And then I didn't use it. I'm glad I could at least use some of that footage in the intro of this video because I recorded gameplay and I never did anything with it. Oh, it was so silly. Honestly, just a mess. Hey, there's an example of the flinger actually getting the enemy off because I wanted to show the prowess of this weapon shooting up into the sky. Obviously, I'm heavily reliant on critting in a situation like this, but if it's not a fatty, it looks like I'm able to actually be an anti-air trap. And that's all I ever wanted to be. All I ever wanted to be growing up was an anti-air trap, and that's what I get to be today. Today, you guys get to watch my dream get realized. Or Maybe it was being a streamer. I can't figure it out, but either way, it's doing well. Now, pro tip to anybody playing Save the World, especially the newbies out there, mini bosses spawn on the 10th file. I have my overlay kind of covering it, but you can see the blue bar loading by the tip jar. You can see 9 is about to turn to 10, and here's our mini boss. So I guess it's not exact. You're a little early here today, but all right. Corrosive Tank. So this weapon, not a mini boss killer. I never pretended it was. What I would recommend using is something stronger. In this case, the Jabberwocky is going to do great. Is this a nature copy or a fire copy? It looks like it's a nature copy. Tank also has the modifier of reducing your damage by half. So whatever your weapon would have done, it is now half of that. That's why I'm seeing like 830,000. That would have been 1.66 but million, but now it's just not. So that's why I grabbed this Jabberwocky. I figured I might struggle versus Smashers. Earlier we saw that wasn't necessarily the case. I did die to one, I saw that, of course, but other than that, most Smashers were able to go down pretty easily. You know, rocket ammo is pretty expensive. You can all lay into it with an AR or a shotgun or whatever together as a team, and you'll get it taken care of. But if you want more information on the best weapons to kill mini bosses, I did make a video on that subject. It talks about different modifiers, what to use and when, and it also covers trap options and techniques that could be more viable in taking down mini bosses. It's a really thorough video. Check it out in the link down below if you guys want to learn more about how to kill mini bosses, and by extension, Mist monsters, because you can't really make a video on the best weapons for mini bosses without making the best weapons for Mist monsters, because I mean they're kind of the same thing. There are certain breakpoints, like my favorite weapon in the game is like the Spyglass. I love that sniper, but after power level 116 zones, yeah, I think 116 and up, it really can't one-shot a Mist monster anymore, and that breakpoint is extremely important. So early game, I think the Spyglass was my first 106, back when 106 was the number. I don't even know what it is now. Is it still 106? I don't even know. They changed the lower level mission. Like, it used to be the base weapon was 20, but now it's 12. Anyway, 130 is still the peak before superchargers, so I guess that stayed the same over my years. Feeling like an old gray man right now, but the Spyglass used to be able to one-shot Zappy Faces and Takers and stuff like that in the zones that I was playing at most prominently, and when I over-leveled the weapon, it was able to keep up really well. So in my opinion, aiming in with a scope and taking out a weapon or an enemy in one shot. Do I have one crafted? Oh, let me feel that nostalgia. Let me feel the nostalgia. Oh, look at it go. Okay, hold on. I need to, like, not actually die here. Look at it go. When you can aim in and just delete a Mist monster, that is incredibly satisfying. But at a certain point, that doesn't really do the job anymore. 700k is enough for some basic targets, but I mean, some of the Mist monsters at this level have like 1.3 to 1.6 million health. I mean, that's just not going to keep up. And I have no experience with this scope. It is so... It's been so long. Yeah, so you can see Taker. I think it's shielded, actually. So we'd have to actually take out the shielder if I don't have a teammate walking in front of me. So the shielder isn't even dead. Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. This used to be top tier for taking out Mist monsters back in my day, but it's really difficult to use it, of course, in the middle of a fight like this, and it just doesn't work. So there are lots of weapons that work really great for very specific niches, but in general, that video is, you know, this is a long advertisement as I went down a nostalgia route, but there you go. There's the Razorblade video. It exists. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Nifs, for gifting 100 subs and waking me up, because I was like sleepy today on stream, not wanting to record, and then he just boom made nobody in chat get to see ads ever again. So subscribe if you guys are new. Twitch link down below if you guys ever want to see these live. Channel members get early access to my videos, though they always go out for free eventually. And that's it. Code Mista, I guess, in the shop if you guys want to support me. Have a good rest of your day, and try out some variety. You might have some fun. And then